I am a hairstylist. I work private clients, and then I work in the film and television industry. Came into the salon on a Sunday to see Deborah Pat, and I was feeling very run down, had no energy. She recognized it immediately. She was like, something's not right.
Kathy and I have been friends for about 15 years, and she's always great about accommodating my schedule and weird hours. And she was cutting my hair, and she said, "You know, Dr. Pat, I've been so tired." And I said, "Well, tell me more about that."
I told her I was very tired. I wasn't feeling very well. She said, "I'm gonna order you some blood work." I went to have my blood drawn. They were having a hard time getting 3 vials because my blood was like Jello. My white blood cell count was 400,000. And to put things in context, yours are probably 3,000 to 4,000. Mine were 400,000.
Dr. Pat called me and said she had a friend who was in a little bit of trouble and gave me the details. Her white blood cell count was very, very high. In fact, when it gets that high, we start worrying, are the blood vessels going to get clogged?
The next morning I was woken up and they told me I had leukemia and not to get out of bed. I was devastated.
Acute leukemia is an emergency diagnosis, and sometimes patients can get a lot of complications. She looked remarkably well for how sick she was. St. David's Healthcare has invested in providing the best quality care for patients here in Austin. That includes having access to clinical trials that bring the latest and greatest innovations to patients through the Sarah Cannon Network. We have some of the best treatments here, and we work very hard to make sure our patients are well taken care of. Very early on, it became very apparent that Kathy had high-risk leukemia and that her best option was a bone marrow transplant. So we started planning for that within the first week of her treatment, and that was what enabled us to get her to transplant very quickly and identify a donor very quickly.
I immediately felt that everybody was already working behind the scenes for me. I didn't have to worry about anything. I was being taken care of.
And then having the expertise at Texas Oncology to deliver total body radiation, that can't be done everywhere.
St. David's Healthcare and Texas Oncology have worked together for over a decade in creating a collaborative infrastructure to make sure that patients like this in our community are cared for with the most cutting-edge treatment options and the ability to transplant them locally, really so patients don't have to leave town to get the most innovative and high-quality cancer care possible.
The fact that I could go to the end of the hall and look out the window and see the exit to my house was so grounding for me and powerful. And I would go to the end of the hall and look out the window and tell myself, you're going to be exiting and going home to your house again. It is right there. You just have to hold on. You just have to get through it.
You know, there's a reason we call it home, and staying close to home is where we all want to be. If we can get the same level of care here, and we've built that here at South Austin, and that's why many doctors feel very comfortable getting their patients here, because they know things will happen very quickly, and their patients will be cared for well by the entire team.
Now I'm cancer-free. It's a testament to modern medicine and intelligent physicians and intelligent medical staff, and I'm fortunate that they're so good at doing their job.
You see it on the commercials, but it's more than just a tagline. At St. David's Healthcare, the best is really here.